Hey yo, welcome back to the High Kicks podcast. It's been a little bit. We said we
Yes,
weren't
it
gonna.
has.
We said we weren't gonna take a break around graduation, and then I went home, and Carl's internet turned crappy, and he kept freezing, and we couldn't record like 3 times in a row. So
We did record an episode, but I don't think you guys would have wanted to hear it.
yeah,
So
my NVIDIA broadcast wasn't working, and you could hear the TV and my dog barking and my mom in the background. Not fun. Not fun. But we're back, and we got a lot of stuff to talk about. Hopefully we
yes,
don't
sir.
run
Yes,
too
sir.
long. It's officially like summer in the world of football. You know what I mean?
It's actually just the most exciting time for transfers, and it's
I
time
mean,
to actually see what next season is going to look like.
yeah. It's just kind of where it all starts, especially with a major, major, major international tournament coming up. Like,
hmm
I'm excited for that. We're going to get into that, but I think we got to jump into something more recent, just kind of the conclusion of the season. We got a really, really, really happy Paul right now because that Chelsea
Yeah.
game was like, I'm just impressed with Tuchel and with the way they played overall.
They just outplayed City.
Yeah.
They did it multiple times, week after week, and we kept on
Mm-hmm.
saying when it comes down to it, City's gonna be able to do it, but
They didn't. I also think it's really, really fitting that it was Kai Havertz that scored that goal
also I
because
hate his celebration.
yeah, but in the beginning of the season when he was like labeled a flop and labeled that they overpaid for him and all of that, and he's
Didn't
21.
Pep say something?
I don't know, but he's 21 and it took him some time to settle in, and he played ridiculously well in that game, and he played ridiculously well for Chelsea down the stretch, like in general.
Yeah.
So I just think it's kind of fitting. Like, he was not a flop, and he just is gonna get better, and I don't really like it.
I think he's gonna be an amazing center forward for that team, and I think it's time that they move on from Timo Werner and start Pulisic there instead of having a weird like two striker, like false two striker formation.
Eh.
You get to see the success when Pulisic is on the pitch.
Yeah, that's
Like
true.
even like you just see the team
They play a
like
lot better. They play a lot better.
they're oriented better.
Mm-hmm.
They are able to pass the ball in a more coherent
Mm-hmm.
manner.
It's more cohesive. It's more.
Yeah,
It looks cleaner. It looks like they're not trying as much. They're just like playing with instinct when he's on the field versus Werner.
that's the main thing. Werner's always like trying to go for these technical runs that may not always work, and you just get to see Pulisic just naturally come out and assist players on almost every other game and at least contribute to a goal like pretty much every game that we've seen as of recently.
Yeah,
Like
honestly.
think about it.
Yeah. Contribute or come close to contributing.
He came close to contributing in that last game.
Yo, before we move on, did you see the video of him going to get a tattoo wearing his Champions League medal?
No, I didn't.
I just thought that was a savage move because I would have done the same thing, honestly.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I saw
But
funny memes of one dude actually got the Man City 2021
that
on his
happen
leg.
that happens every year.
Yeah, of course, but I just find it absolutely hilarious. Just
Yeah.
wait a week.
Honestly, yeah, just wait a week. Um so we filmed a TikTok about this and I never posted it, so I'm just not going to post it and we're going to talk about it here. PFA, Player of the Year, nominees, who should win, Young Player of the Year, all of that stuff.
it's time to really get into this.
All right,
Let's
so
start off
we
with the
got
nominees.
we got our nominees. So Man City has 4 of them, but the nominees are Harry Kane, KDB, Ruben Diaz, Ilkay Gundogan, Phil Foden, and Bruno Fernandes. I would say immediately take Foden out of there.
Yeah.
He's nothing against Foden.
He didn't do enough on the season.
He
Like
didn't do enough
he
on the
was
season to win
developing.
this award. We're gonna talk about Young Player of the Year next, and it's not really a long conversation.
Yeah.
Phil Foden's nominated for Player of the Year and Young Player of the Year.
So it's sort of
It's sort of cased there. So now we're kind of between 5 players who
5
all
amazing players.
who
Gundogan
all
had one of the best seasons that we've seen as of recently from
a
that kind of
midfielder.
midfielder.
Yep.
We get to see
Ru-
KDB still have an amazing season despite having some injuries and stuff. We get to see Ruben Diaz transform a defense. We get to see Bruno transform an entire team, and we
Yep.
get to see Harry Kane lead the Prem.
Harry, I feel he's got to leave. I feel bad for Harry Kane at this point.
He
Like,
has to leave.
the dude has done everything
Well, literally, he's done everything.
like he needed to do there. He got them as far as he could possibly get that. Like, it's just, I think when a player leads the Premier League in goals and assists,
And you don't finish top 4, you got an issue.
but that's Player of the Year for me. Like, in a world where offensive stats are valued so highly, in an individual award, he had the best individual season, bar none. You know what I mean?
We are uh like we just have to consider the entire team dynamic though.
But it's
Like
an
that is
individual award. It's an individual award. It's Player of the Year. It's not Player of the Year on Team of the Year. It's not Player of the Year with respect to team finish. It's Player of the Year.
feel like it's the same thing with like the MVP race in the NBA. You have to look at records because of how successful they
No,
were and
no, no. Because in the NBA, one player has much more of an impact on the results of a game than one player on a football pitch. That argument is
that's entirely
invalid
true.
solely because of that. Team record
Alright,
matters in NBA because if you go out and take care of business as an MVP caliber player in the NBA, your team is going to win 50 games.
maybe.
For the most part.
Yeah, because Beal had like
When's
MVP caliber.
But when's the last time an MVP wasn't on a 50-win team or more? Exactly.
Pretty much never.
Exactly. PFA Player of the Year hasn't always been on the title winner or the best team.
I feel like
I just think Harry Kane had the
I
best individual season I've seen in a decent amount of time.
I just have to give it to Ruben Diaz personally.
That's fair. I feel like
Just because he like we were going on week in and week out about how Ederson doesn't deserve the clean sheet record because Martinez is the better keeper this season, but Ruben Diaz transformed that entire defense to make it an entirely applicable option for them.
I mean, yeah, but Harry Kane scored 23 goals and had 14 assists and led the Premier
I
League
just
in
can't
both
believe
of those
Bruno was
categories.
damn near close.
I mean, I can't give it to Bruno because if you're going to give it to Bruno based on
You
team
have to give
finish,
it
you
to
have to
Kane.
give no, if you're going to give it to Bruno based on team finish, you have to give it to Diaz if you're doing it based on team finish. But I'm looking at
Yeah.
this from a pure individual standpoint on the season. And I've said it,
I think Ruben Diaz is technically right now the best center back in the world.
I wouldn't argue that right now, mostly because that's just not what we're talking about. And I don't want to go
But
off on a mega tangent. And it's also
but
not
because of
really,
that,
it's also like not super. I mean, the only reason can't say Harry Kane is the best striker in the world is because Lewandowski just scored 41 goals in a Bundesliga season.
exactly.
But that's just not fair.
It doesn't matter if freaks exist. Like there's not that many freaks at the center back position right now. We'll
I mean,
see
one
if
of them
Van
has a
Dijk
torn
comes back.
ACL. Exactly, I was gonna say. Yeah, I just think Harry Kane. Just not gonna change my mind.
No, I don't think I will change your mind about that. But for me, I think the team finish also has some component in it, and because of the success of that defense based on that one transfer, I'm going to have to give it to Ruben Diaz.
I disagree, but whatever. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
So we both already said who we think this Young Player of the Year award is going to go to, and
Declan Rice.
I thought we said before that we thought it was cased on Phil Foden.
It's obviously cased on Phil Foden. I just wanted to interrupt you.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, the only other player I feel like you could. I mean, there's two. No, there's
Mount.
one. Well, the only reason I don't say Mount is because a lot of his better performances came in the Champions League. Like,
Yeah, I just think it says more about his overall like player character.
I mean, it does, but it's a Premier League award.
Exactly. Like I
Like,
completely agree with you. That's the only reason why you can't give it to Mount, and I think
yeah.
Foden has it on wrap.
I mean, I think Foden has it on wrap too. Bukayo
I think
Saka
Foden
had
would
a
have it on wrap no
either.
matter what.
Yeah, Bukayo Saka had a great season. Declan Rice
Yeah,
had a
don't get
great
me
season.
wrong.
Trent
Loved
had
watching Saka transform Arsenal. Trent was
Trent
all
had a
right.
shit season. I don't really know why he's nominated on this.
Yeah.
Personally, um,
Greenwood
Greenwood
was,
deserves to be here, and Mount deserves to be
but
here.
he doesn't deserve to win it.
Exactly, they deserve to be nominated, but it's kind of hard when Foden genuinely contributed to a runaway Premier League title.
Yeah, it's a little sad to watch like all these other young players just sort of sit in the shadow of Phil Foden right now.
I mean,
He
yeah,
may be Waza one day. Like that's what he reminds me of.
interesting.
Scary things, scary things.
Scary things.
All right.
Managers
I
have been on the move more than freaking players. Like, what the hell? I woke up the
don't
other day.
understand this.
And Conte was out, Zidane was out, and now Nghazi's in Inter, and Ancelotti left Everton to go to Real Madrid for half salary. Like,
It's
like
real.
I didn't realize this, but I'm gonna double check this just to make sure it's true. But I'm pretty sure Wolves sacked Nuno.
Shit, I don't uh did that happen? I'm pretty
Yes,
sure that did
yes,
happen a while ago.
yes. Which I didn't know.
Yeah. Um and Everton are currently in talks with like Stevie G.
Well, I don't know if they're in talks. I've just heard that they're rumored to be pursuing him.
Yeah, I don't understand what's happening.
I don't think he'd
I
ever
don't
take
think that
that.
one's gonna happen.
I don't either.
But the fact that that's one of like the coach transfer rumors is just absolutely absurd, and it's just really foretelling of how this transfer window is about to go, because we have no clue what's about to happen with, like, plenty of high class quality players,
Yo,
and
but like also apparently Poch wants out of PSG, and like
yeah,
Conte is now in talks with Spurs. Like, what is going on?
all I know is that Ole is probably staying.
I don't know where else he would go.
I don't know either.
Like,
And
you know what I mean?
Bayern
Oh
Bayern
yeah,
got,
Like Nagelsmann, and then all that
yeah,
in the Bundesliga, like
Bundesliga.
earlier in the season, because
Because that already gets
like
confirmed.
Mark Rose at Gladbach taking the Dortmund job, but like way too early because Terzic did a fantastic job and should keep it. You know, like all that, and like Gladbach falling to shit, and then someone else falling to shit for who's going to replace Gladbach. Like,
And Leipzig having a shit end to the season because they found out that they're losing their coach.
like all of it. Like, I just don't like announcing that during the season. But managers have just been bouncing around, I feel like, more than players, which is kind of nutty. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I want to see who are gonna fill in these roles.
Yep. I'm kind of waiting on that. We'll have more on it as it, trickles in. I've been kind of
Yep.
lazy with the Instagram and the TikTok, but
I've
you
been
know,
trying to keep up with it a little bit, and there's not many confirmed news for
I mean with
coaches right
posting.
now.
I mean with posting, bro.
Uh,
Which
Screw posting. We're talking about just news.
yeah, but we have to post news. They go hand in hand. You have to post stuff and talk about stuff. Like, bruh.
Uh,
All right. All right. So, all right. Top clubs have started announcing some signings. Um,
okay, let's get into this.
so Barcelona, to name a few. Um,
They currently have Emerson, who was just signed. They
from
have
Betis,
Aguero.
Aguero, Eric Garcia, Wijnaldum has all but been confirmed. Um,
Yep.
they're highly monitoring Memphis Depay, and it's more likely now that I think he's going to sign because they announced that Ronald Koeman's staying for another year.
Some of the earlier transfers that were just confirmed now, like McKinney, Upamecano,
Yep, yep.
like
I mean,
just little things like that.
yeah, it's just that early little window, before June
Before the
30th,
storm.
before the storm of June 30th. But I think we're all more excited for the June 30th. You can correct me if I'm wrong there, Carl.
No, no, you're pretty right. I'm pretty excited about that. I'm actually ecstatic to see what signings are gonna come to United and Bayern this off season. So just fingers crossed, and we'll see what comes of it.
So I think it's time we get into Euros
Yeah,
because squads have been finalized. Um,
and it's just
and it's just now they're playing tune-ups. Um,
I love
I
watching
am
these.
I am very, very disappointed. I'm really sad that Trent got hurt today or yesterday or whatever day that, like, in the
Uh,
last couple days, because
bro, it's just trash.
I would have loved to see him dabble in the midfield. I read articles that apparently it was going to happen, that Southgate was considering it. Are you drinking
It's a
water out of a wine glass?
No, it's just a normal cup. I'm just drinking it like a wine glass.
Oh,
Bougie drinks.
okay. Yeah, I'm bummed about that.
Yeah, I'm also bummed about Harry Kane. We'll see if he actually is like gonna stay on the roster or not.
Yep. Um,
Um,
but
let's
I
check
think
for a couple other real quick.
where are you going? What you looking at?
I'm trying to see if any other teams have massive injuries or is it just England getting fucked on right now?
I think
And it turns out that's just England.
it's just England right now. So I don't think it's coming home.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's safe to say when you still have Pickford as your starting goalie.
I think it'll be Henderson.
I think it will be too, but for now, Pickford's still their starting goalie.
True. So, who do you think's got stronger squad overall? Ins and outs, everything, top to bottom.
France.
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 Bro, look at their keepers alone. They got Lloris Mandanda and Magnan.
That's like not okay. And then like their defense.
Their defense has Kimpembe, Veron, Lenglet, Zuma, Digne, Hernandez, Kunde.
There we go. Their midfield
Uh,
has Kingsley Coman, Conte, Paul Pogba, Sissoko, Rabiot, and Thomas Lamar.
and then their forwards, Griezmann, Giroud, Mbappe, Ben Yedder, Kareem Benzema, Dembele, and Thuram. Thuram's like the least deadly of them, and he can still score every single goal for that squad.
Like I don't. I mean, don't get me wrong. Germany's squad is pretty filthy.
With the bring back of Muller, I have to say that they're pretty filthy. But if they had Vritz, who's tearing it up currently,
Did you
or
say Vritz? You mean Verts?
Verts, yeah,
Florian?
yeah,
Dude scored 32 seconds into the fucking U21 semifinal. Like, what?
yeah. If they had him on this squad,
I don't understand how he didn't make this squad.
just too young, I guess.
Well, I would have taken him over Musiala.
Yeah, I was thinking the same exact thing.
Like, I don't question. Actually, I do question Yergi Lau because I'm questioning Yergi Lau right now.
But
Bruh, like, Verts over Musiala. I'm sorry. Musiala got, like, limited playing time at Bayern. Verts was a regular starter at Leverkusen and had a fantastic season for a 17, 18-year-old.
yeah, he was just class the entire season. He was having a season better than Kai Havertz.
I was going to say, he genuinely replaced Kai Havertz.
Just absolutely nuts.
All right, like, yeah. I mean, Italy have a pretty strong squad. I wouldn't
Chiesa, Barella.
I wouldn't say it's up to snuff with the French and the Germans.
No, but I think that midfield may be able to surprise us, and that defense is absolutely nuts. And you
Hold
got
on,
Donnarumma.
hold on. What surprises you about Barella, Bernardeschi, Chiesa, Verratti, Jorginho? Like, what surprises you there? I don't think anything's going to surprise me with them. They're all filthy.
No, what I'm gonna say is like what they're actually gonna do in the tournament is gonna surprise us.
I'm saying it wouldn't surprise me if they just go off and dictate midfield.
Well,
Except
I
for
would
hold
be
on.
surprised just because
I still think they're gonna get their shit tossed around by Conte and Pogba, though.
I don't know.
I do,
Yeah, we pretty much have to know.
dude. I'm sorry,
We
but
watched it last year.
not only is Conte fantastic, but he's been in form for the last couple months, going into this tournament. Like, bro,
I completely agree with you there. They pretty much have zero holes in that squad.
like I don't really see holes in the German squad. I just see less holes in the French squad. I don't really
Yeah,
see. Oh
because
my
you
god! Wait. We have to talk about something.
what?
Jude Bellingham is disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Dude, did you see/hear about the way he played in the Austria game?
No.
So he played as like a holding mid behind Grealish and I think Rice, and he's 17, and the ball was like stuck to his foot, and he was like dictating play, and he was.
Have you ever seen him on Dortmund?
I mean, yeah, but like he's 17 wearing the number 8 shirt playing holding mid for England.
And he deserves it because of the way that he's able to play for Dortmund as well.
Like he's trying to make a case for himself to start. I
I
don't
don't think he
know.
starts.
I mean, if you're playing CDMs based on your midfielders,
You start Henderson.
Henderson withdrew.
He withdrew?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I forgot about that. And looking at the roster, they forgot to change it too.
I think he withdrew today. I'm not
Okay.
sure. I saw somewhere. I'm looking it up right now just to.
You still have Phillips though.
Yeah.
And as a holding midfielder, I'd probably take Phillips.
Maybe he.
But
Oh, yeah.
here, looking at a couple other teams real quick, we get to see a massive hole in the Netherlands. They don't have a great keeper this year, so I don't think that's gonna bode well for them. We get to see pretty much no holes as well in the Portugal squad, which is absolutely nuts. Jota, Felix, Silva, Andre, and Bernardo.
I don't
We
actually
get to
know. I
see.
don't know where I saw if he withdrew, so I'm going to retract that.
Okay.
I. Oh, wait. Yeah. There we go. Hold on.
Okay. Uh, but back to Portugal, we get to see Bruno, Renato Sanchez, Moutinho, Cancelo, Pepe, Ruben Diaz, Guerrero, Semedo, and then Rui Patricio in goal. Like they are no joke. And coming to two of the last main teams that we're gonna cover,
Wait, no, hold on,
Belgium
hold
and
on.
Spain.
I have to interrupt you because I do actually have to clarify. Someone called him selfish for not withdrawing because he might not be healthy in time.
Uh,
That is what I read. He has not. Whatever. So if people stay injured, Bellingham might. I mean, he played fantastic. That's all I was going for. I'm sorry to like
yeah.
throw us back, but like I said something outlandish that I thought was true, but then it wasn't true. So I had to clarify because we don't want to be wrong on here.
Sure.
All
All
right,
right,
what team are you
going.
on now? And what team did I miss?
Belgium
What
and
what did I
Spain
what team did I
are the
miss?
last two teams.
What team did I miss?
Netherlands and Portugal.
All right, so I heard a little bit about the Netherlands and what you said, so like I feel you there. They don't really have a goalie, as you said. Um,
The
I
rest
mean,
of their squad's filth.
the rest of their squad is filth, but they look a little weak in the back.
Yeah.
Um, Portugal though, so
Portugal have no holes.
you would think it would be Patricio, but maybe not. I don't know because we don't really get to watch the
He
League
plays
One.
different on an international level.
Yeah, I don't really see holes in their defense like at all.
Maybe Pepe because of his age, but
Not really. Do you see the
shit.
way he played for
Like,
Porto in the Champions League this year?
yeah, exactly.
Bro, it's like 7 games if you win the Euro.
He
I
got
think,
that.
yeah. Um, I did. So Pedro Neto's hurt. That's why he's not here. Yeah, I don't really see holes. Um, at all. Like at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I would go Cancelo, Diaz, Pepe, Guerrero in the back. Um,
I would go 4 at the back. You're
that's
only
a,
going 3?
no, I said Cancelo, Diaz, Pepe, Guerrero.
Oh, yeah.
That's 4. Um, midfield would probably. This is hard.
Bruno,
I mean, Bruno.
Sanchez, and Bernardo Silva for
Well,
me.
I don't know if you want a fully offensive midfield though.
I would.
Considering that Rafael
Renato
Guerrero is
Sanchez is a holding,
true.
and you play 2 center mids.
Yeah.
You play like a 4-3-3,
Who do you
like
go up top?
the Ronaldo, Andre Silva, and Felix. You
Yeah.
cannot take away from Andre Silva's
I
form
can't.
this season.
I can't. My only argument is Jota shared similar form. He was just hurt, but the injuries put Andre Silva ahead of him anyway. So
Andre Silva
there's
had
no
like a
argument.
couple injured games, and he was
Yeah.
just absolutely
Uh-huh.
nuts this season.
I can't
He
argue it.
he was just class.
You could argue Jota over João Felix because João Felix dropped off a lot after a good start to the season. I know Atletico did still win La Liga, but like him
Yeah, it
individually,
was Suarez.
him individually wasn't as impressive after the break in the middle of the season.
He's not turning out to Cristiano Ronaldo levels,
Well,
but
I just think he's not in the right team, but
yeah.
that's a different issue. You talked about Spain, right?
No, this is the next team that we're gonna have to talk about, and then Belgium's the last team.
Why did we start with England and go all the way down the list and then scroll back up to Belgium?
I don't know, but screw it.
Okay, we're
De
weird like
Gea
that.
being starting keeper is an issue.
I'm not necessarily sure. He tends to play better on an international level.
Yeah, except that one World Cup.
Fair.
So
Well,
we'll
the whole
see
team
what
played like
actually
shit in that
happens.
World Cup, so that's not just on him.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
Laporte is going to be a new center back for them alongside Aspi. That's going to be nuts. They got Alba. I think I don't know who they
You
would
would
start at
put
the right back.
I would put Asby at right back because he can play it, and then put
Yeah,
like
like Garcia and Laporte.
Garcia and Laporte or Pau Torres and Laporte.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? Like Asby's a good center back, but he's also a good right back.
Well, yeah, he's just class at both positions, so it doesn't
Exactly.
really matter.
So use him at the right back position because you have other center backs.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, moving into the midfield, I think you start Koke, Thiago, Llorente, Marcus
Okay.
Llorente.
Thiago and Marcus Llorente. Not Rodri.
Maybe Rodri over Koke.
I could see that, but I kind of agree with you. Forwards, so that's Ferran Torres should be at forwards, Adamo should be at forwards, and I think Dani Olmo should be at forwards. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Who did you say?
Adamo's a winger, Ferran Torres is a winger. And is Dani Olmo a midfielder, or does he play more of a winger role?
More of a midfielder.
Okay. But
Same
Torres
with
and
like Pedri. Pedri and
yeah,
Olmo
but
are like same position. I think what they need to do is go Odriozola.
where is Odriozola?
Odriozola is disgusting.
No, but hold up.
I would take
where
Torres
where
and
is he?
Morata.
Where is Odriozola on this?
Next to Gerard Moreno.
That's Oyarzabal. That does not say Odriozola. You really can't read.
Yeah, I don't know how to read.
Wow. There's not even a D in that name, and you said Odriozola. Did you just see an O and just go for it?
Yeah,
So Carl got
pretty
confused
much.
between Odriozola and Mikel Oyarzabal. Yeah, Odriozola is not on this squad.
Yeah, but still.
So
Oh,
he can't.
Yarzabal.
Yeah, but Odriozola can't be in this lineup, so you meant Oyarzabal. Just to clarify.
Yeah, I meant him.
Okay, cool.
I just messed up the name.
Cool. Who else would you put up there?
Murata and Fernan Torres.
You put Murata on a wing, isn't he a striker?
No, he's gonna play striker. What do you mean? We had the rest of the team already.
Oh yeah, that's true.
You didn't say a striker.
That's true.
You just said 3 wingers. So I think they have to start Murata.
Well, I was just naming people that are wingers. I wasn't saying who I would start. I'm just
Oh, I
confused.
was saying who I was starting.
I know, I haven't gotten to that yet. I would put Murata as a striker. I think I would put Adama on the field because of what he can do off ball and the way he can like create and stuff. And then
Sure.
probably Oyarzabal. Yeah.
Um, and I think this leads into our last team of the tournament. That's like of
Belgium.
great importance. Belgium's main issue is their aging back line. We'll see what actually happens with this. They still have Mounier, who's disgusting, but they don't really have a replacement yet for Vertonghen and Alderweireld. Uh,
Alderweireld. Toby
yeah.
Alderweireld.
So
I
we'll
mean,
see how that goes.
Timothy Castagna is pretty good.
Yeah, but
He's not what
he's
they
not
were.
that level yet.
I mean, they were like golden generation good center backs for Belgium. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So we'll see what actually happens in the back. But they also have Witzel and Tielemans to back them up. Uh, you throw De Bruyne in there, then you can throw Hazard. We'll see if he actually plays at any level close to
Yep.
anything.
And then you have
Uh,
Mertens and Lukaku.
Mertens and yep. And then you got some nice subs in there.
Yeah, that's a squad. That's a squad.
Thorgan Hazard, Carrasco, disgusting subs.
All right, so I have to pull up the groups because we are about to do some group predictions. So peoples, just everybody know, I beat Carl 64-61 in predictions. He's bad.
Oh yeah,
I'm good.
yeah, so good, so good. 3 points. Eat a dick. All right.
All right. So
Let's get into
let's get
these
into our
predictions.
early group predictions. These might change based on injuries and replacements to squads and all that stuff. I think we might run through this one more time before. Or when does the tournament start?
I'm not actually sure, but they're playing all the friendlies now.
I mean, I think it starts soon. We should know this. I'm just so like, oh wait, I have the schedule open right now.
Good job, dummy.
Yeah, it starts the 11th.
All right. Well, let's start getting into predictions for this tournament, or it may take until the 11th for this episode.
That was not funny, but nice try.
Yeah, shit.
Cool. I really wish I had voice mod set up for laugh track because that would have just been funny as hell. I might throw one in. All right, so
Group A, Italy and Wales, I would say.
I might have to throw Switzerland.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take Wales because I love Bale.
I know. I think Switzerland has a pretty big advantage, but over Wales in their keeper department with Jan Sommer.
Well, obviously.
I'm gonna take Italy and Switzerland in that group for 1-2.
Okay. I'm
After
taking
after
Italy
we
and
do,
Wales.
after we do all these groups, we'll run back down and do who we think our 4 third place teams are gonna be.
Okay.
So Group B, I'll take that one first. I might have to go Belgium and Denmark.
Yeah, I'm doing the same thing.
Russia was a surprise at the last World Cup, but I don't know if they're going to repeat it.
I don't know who they really have on their squad that's,
I
like, notable.
That doesn't always matter though.
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Yeah.
we got to see that.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
maybe North Macedonia is the next team.
I mean, they did
Um,
they did beat Germany in the tune-ups for this in the
yeah,
qualifier.
exactly.
Yeah,
So we'll see. But Group C, I'm taking Netherlands and Austria. I
agreed.
think they're established, so yeah.
Agreed. Um England and Croatia I think are coming out of D.
Yeah.
Unless Scott McTominay and Andy Robertson just absolutely go off for Scotland.
I highly doubt that's gonna happen.
Same.
Um, because the same issue with like Wales right now, like
Yep.
Daniel James and like
Mhm.
Bale can't do everything.
I mean, Nico Williams is decent, but he's not ready yet.
Yeah. So Group E, I am taking Spain and Poland.
I am also taking Spain and Poland.
I think
Okay,
that's
Group
safe
F.
bet.
I think France wins Group F.
I think it's France, Portugal.
I was gonna say I think it's France, Germany, and then Portugal is a third place qualifier.
Nah, I think Germany's the third place qualifier.
And then I think Turkey sneaks in
Okay.
for some reason. I don't know why.
I think Sweden sneaks in.
I'm not sure about Sweden.
Actually, they don't have Zlatan, so there's no point in
Exactly.
actually saying that.
So I think it's Portugal, Turkey,
So
maybe
I'm taking
Russia.
Switzerland because I had Wales.
I know.
So
I think Turkey is going to be a surprise, and I don't know how Wales is going to do. So I'm taking them to not go through.
fair.
Yeah. Um, I'm gonna take Russia. I think is another third place qualifier.
So how many do you have so far?
I
Is
have
that three or
three.
four?
Three.
Okay, I have Germany, I have Switzerland, and I have
I have Portugal, Turkey, and Russia.
uh what was the other one I was gonna do? I don't know. But I'll say
That's where I could see Scotland coming in. Honestly,
I'll take Scotland.
that's what I'm also gonna go with.
I'll take Scotland, Germany, Switzerland, and
Are you typing this out?
no.
Oh, okay. I'm looking at your face, and it looked like you were typing it out.
Honestly, I'm gonna take back everything and I'm putting Turkey as the second place in Group A and going for Switzerland as the third
So
just
you're
because
eliminating Wales also.
yeah, but I think Turkey's actually better than we all think. Because I remember seeing the Turkish squad and they actually have a lot of potential this season,
The
like in this Euros.
Turkish squad is sneaky. If we want to go back to it,
Yeah, can you pull that up while I
yeah,
say my last one?
I got it.
And I think my last one, yeah, screw it. I'll say Sweden because I don't think Russia's better than Sweden.
I don't know if Russia is better than Sweden, but
But they may just get lucky.
I think Russia might have a better group finish than Sweden.
You aren't wrong.
The issue is like when you play Poland, you might lose like 4-0 because of Lewandowski. So I just think Sweden's goal differential might be screwed. You know,
Yeah,
like I'm not
sure.
saying Russia's better. I'm just saying Lewandowski has an effect on people.
Well, let's get into
Hold up.
Turkey's team real quick.
What? Oh, Turkey's team. Yeah. Did you pull that up too?
Yeah, Soyuncu, Kalanoglu, Unal.
Yeah. I mean, they just Under. I mean, they just have players who had successful club seasons.
So we'll see if they can all mesh together
Yep.
pretty much.
Exactly. So now that we've done our predictions and all that stuff, now it's time for who should be the favorite?
France.
Straight up, France.
France.
If you disagree, fight me, but France.
If you disagree, please add us and explain why.
Like we have an email on our Instagram page. We have a TikTok that I got DMs on at
Let us know
High
why.
Kicks Podcast
Because
or at the High Kicks Podcast, and then our Gmail
name a
is
better team. Because the way that Mbappe played, the way that Benzema played,
yo.
like in
I saw
prelim
something.
games.
I saw something that was like Deschamps saw Group F and was like, "Hey, yo, this Benzema beef ain't worth it, bro."
Bro, well, he did bang his daughter, so
Didn't he film it too?
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So France, straight up.
Just France. Let
So player to watch. Don't.
Benzema.
So all throughout this season, Kylian Mbappe has been talking about there's levels to this when you're comparing young players to him. He came out apparently and recently said something along the lines of Holland's been doing it for like a year or two, and still again said there's levels. I've been around for a lot longer. Like I think this could be Mbappe's like.
Breakout.
I mean, I know he's already broken out before, but I think this could be where everyone's like, "Oh my god."
I think this is the Euros where Donnarumma shows that no one can score on him.
I don't disagree with you there, but I can't believe I'm saying this. Offense just typically gets more attention, even though I'm a keeper.
Obviously. Like,
Well,
don't get me
I
wrong.
don't like admitting it.
I'm just sort of gonna go like team by team of the top teams real quick and just say like one player from each team that I think are gonna be like the standouts of the tournament. I think
That's
it's gonna be
reasonable.
Lukaku. Uh, who do you think for Belgium?
I'm going back up for Belgium.
Yeah.
Lukaku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think England, fuck Harry Kane, it's gonna be Foden.
I think it might be Bellingham. If he gets
Shit.
playtime, if he gets the playtime that I think he should, he will be the most surprising player on this England squad.
Fair.
Because it wouldn't be a surprise to see Foden absolutely tear it up. I think it would be a surprise to see a 17-year-old dictate midfield at the Euros. That's what I'm watching for.
I think it would be more surprising to watch Foden turn into Waza.
I don't think he would do it yet.
We don't know yet.
Yeah, I'm more excited to see what happens with Bellingham in this tournament. To see if
Fair.
he gets to playtime. So he's my England watch. I already said
Okay.
Mbappe is my overall watch, so
I said
obviously he's my France watch.
Benzema.
But I'm
I
gonna
said Benzema,
but I'm
but
gonna
I
switch it
have
up.
to say Mbappe.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it to somebody else just because I gave Mbappe my overall. I'm throwing it to Conte because
Yeah,
if he plays well and they
they
win,
win.
he has a Ballon d'Or case.
He deserves the Ballon d'Or.
Because it's the same kind of season that Modric had.
But on crack, sort of.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily.
He has the World Cup and everything, but
yeah, I mean, Modric
whatever.
was far and away the best player in that World Cup.
Yeah.
But I want to see Conte. Straight up.
Germany, I think the best player is going to be Sane.
I'm not going for best. I'm going for who I'm watching for and like what I want to see.
That's what I'm doing. I'm watching for Sane.
You're watching for Sane. I don't necessarily think Kai Havertz is going to be the best player on the field, but scoring in the Champions League final at 21 years old to secure it for Chelsea gives you confidence, a shit ton of it. Going into this tournament, I think he's going to wreck shit.
Donnarumma is my one to watch. I already said that earlier.
Let's move on. That's just I'm a goalie. I'm a goalkeeper for life. I'm duh.
Actually, another one is just Chiesa. Like
I mean,
I'm really curious to see how he does.
I'm curious to
That's
see how he does,
just
but I'm more interested in Donnarumma.
yeah, obviously. Main player to
Netherlands.
watch, Delight.
Yep. Not even
It's De Jong or Delight.
or Ryan Gravenberch. Mostly, I'm picking players that are like unproven to see if they're going to break out. That's what I'm looking for. I mean,
You are speaking facts.
Kai Havertz is not a good example, but there isn't really anybody on the German squad waiting for a breakout other than Jamal Musiala, and he's not going to get it at this tournament.
Nope.
You know what I mean?
Unless he does, then we're all just like, oh.
I would be, meh.
I shit myself.
But I'm looking at Gravenberch and I'm looking at De Jong, but Delight and De Jong have already like cemented their place in their filthy
Top club.
Like
shit.
I'm looking at Gravenberch because there's a lot of hype around him. He was really good for Ajax this year. Let's see if he can bring it to the international stage. He's young as hell too.
Facts.
Yeah.
My player to watch for Portugal is going to have to be Cristiano Ronaldo. Has to be.
Yeah. I want to say Jota, but it's Ronaldo because he just has
It's age, and we want to see what happens.
He just has this different effect in international tournaments. He turns into like prime Real CR7 sometimes. Not for the whole game, but for just like a few moments.
And you're just like, holy shit, he just jumped 10 feet in the air.
Like when he scored that hat trick against Spain in the last World Cup, like they should not have drew that game. And Ronaldo willed it. All right.
Ronaldo.
All right. So I have an interesting take on the Spain squad.
Can I just say who I think my main player, like, who needs to get watched is, and then who
Hit me.
I think is going to be the best on the team? I think
Go.
De Gea needs to be watched, and Marcos Llorente is going to go off.
Fair.
I'm huge on Marcos Llorente.
I think the biggest thing we're going to notice is the fact that Luis Enrique only named 24 players instead of the allotted 26. That's what I'm paying attention to. I know it's not a player, but it's the lack of 2 players on a squad after everyone just played a massively condensed season. Like, there's a reason they gave you 26. You should have taken 26. I'm looking at that.
Yeah, it's just sort of inconsiderate for the management of your players.
If you want me to give you a player, I think it could be Adama. I think he could showcase some stuff. But I think it's a good call with Llorente. I can't really argue there.
Yeah.
I mean, we talked about Turkey before. I think we're both watching Hakan Çalhanoğlu, right? Right? Like, there's nothing to talk about there. Cool. Glad we can agree.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah. Transfers. So I made a new scrolling transfer bar for OBS this week, and I don't really know what we're going to be talking about because I'm just going to pick it up with wherever it's scrolling, and it's been scrolling since we started. So let's see where we are when I switch us over. All right, so Chelsea apparently make Lukaku their priority. I put this in the other day.
It is official that Lukaku says he does not want to go to Chelsea.
Exactly. Apparently, Liverpool are interested in Datsun Paka from Salzburg, which cheap alternative to the big name strikers. But I like the link to Rafinha. Apparently, they're preparing to offer £32 million. I like that.
Massive move for them. Cancelo wants out of Man City. Rodri and Bernardo Silva are also now considering their futures.
Laporte's not happy about everything. Gabriel Jesus isn't happy about not playing in big games. City's kind of having some issues there. Ronaldo has a lot of rumors going around, and PSG are linked with him if
Man U don't
if
pull
Mbappe
out.
leaves, and there's also a potential Pogba spot in the works.
I don't
Donnarumma's
really see that.
I don't either, but it's been talked about. Donnarumma's out, which is insane.
Yeah, he's officially out.
Yeah.
There's a replacement.
What do you think? We're gonna let this scroll for a sec, but what do you think of United's £150 million transfer budget?
Needs to be more.
I mean, £150 million is a lot, my guy.
Bro, you're about to sign Varane and someone else.
True.
You need that money.
All right. So, another Liverpool. I read today that they're interested in triggering Yuri Tielemans' release clause, and apparently he delayed contract talks with Leicester because Liverpool have interest.
Fuck you.
Dude, I would be so happy. That would be my next jersey. I would buy a Tielemans jersey for next season.
Yeah, understandably so.
Cool. Oh, you know what? Want to know why there was an issue with the space and the Emmer and the Arsenal on the stuff?
What?
Because I ran out of room.
Oh. But
yes.
Yeah.
So I just fixed that. Yeah, so I would love to see Tielemans. I really would.
Obviously every single team, like
cool.
We've talked about this week in, week out.
Yep. I would also like the Rafinha one. I know we just talked about that. But a bigger name, apparently City are considering offering Sergio Ramos a 2-year deal.
And that would be nuts for their defense.
Yeah. Like nuts.
They would probably go back to the Champions League final.
I don't think they care about winning the Prem again. I think they just want that UCL trophy. I just said Toffee. Did I say Toffee? I think I said whatever. Words.
I think you said trophy, you fucking head ass. Ole still with the 150. That's getting reminded. That shit. More money.
I mean, so it's 150 base. It doesn't include if anyone gets sold.
All right, we'll see. PSG is rumored to be interested in Hakimi. So Bayern.
That would break PSG.
Yeah. Is that all the news?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about Magnan going to Milan earlier, even though that was scrolling, and we talked about Emerson going to Barca, that was scrolling. Oh, PSG apparently are also making Ronaldo a priority if Mbappe leaves.
Yeah, we mentioned that.
And West Ham want Tammy Abraham, apparently.
That's a big thing.
Yes.
Another thing, Arsenal's interested in Onana. So we'll see if that actually comes into fruition. He's been on the transfer block for a couple years now.
And well, he also has that suspension looming. He's suspended for a year because he accidentally took his wife's pill that contained a banned substance. Oof.
Big oof.
But
we'll see.
We'll see
what happens with Onana.
Yeah. That's all our transfer news. I'm trying to think what else we got.
I think that's gonna wrap it up.
Yeah. Sorry about the whole missing last week thing. I know we missed a lot of news and stuff. Moving back home.
We missed a lot of news, but we're trying to catch back up.
Yeah. Moving back home for me was a pain in the ass, and Carl still hasn't left school. I'm a lot busier when I'm home and stuff, so I think we're going to start creating more of a schedule for recording time and all that.
Yep.
But Everybody out
This
there who still
will
listens, because I do check the RSS feed and I can see it, all that stuff. Like, we still got downloads on episodes from our 2 weeks ago yesterday. Thanks, guys.
thank
Like,
you.
it's awesome. I'm loving this. Like, it means so much. I know our numbers are still low, but it's really cool because,
It means someone's actually interested in this too.
and like, I've asked my close friends from home if they listen, and they're all just like, nah. And I'm like, yo, sweet. I know that doesn't really make sense, but like, I don't want my friends and family listening out of pity. I love that. I feel like that we've gotten out there and some people enjoy us and like coming back to hear what we have to say.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So thanks for tuning in. We'll be back next week. Hopefully
Yep.
we'll
I
start
think
bringing on some guests this summer.
we need to bring
We need
bring the
Rolfie.
happy fuck on.
We need Rolfie.
Yes, sir.
Yep. Yep. If anybody, wants to be a guest, feel free to reach out. At the High Kicks Podcast on Instagram and TikTok, highkickspodcast@gmail.com. Love to like open a dialogue, see if it would work out,
Yep.
Yep.
So keep us updated. Much love, homies, and we'll see you next week.
Adios.